Alright, guys. Welcome to episode, I forgot, probably 56 or 57 of Pokerole. Look at the video title. Fuck you. Oh, I forgot to loop the music. That's fine, this song's good too, but... Back to that one, please.
Do this every time.
I do, actually, but shut up. Anyways, welcome back, guys. We're doing another session, and, we're all kind of low energy today, except for Karserus, so, don't worry about us. We're not depressed or anything. It's just low energy day. Honestly, Eragon is actually home sick, not working right now because of illness. We thought it might be something serious, but it wasn't so good.
Episode 56. If we had a Pokemon for every episode, we'd be on Mankey by now.
Thank you. I totally needed that random fact today.
Well, that means the next one is Primeape, so we better get through your downtime so you can go punch things.
I don't like these Pokemon. These are bad episodes now.
Yes, welcome everyone to the Poke Pioneers Pokerole game. Last session, we started off a little after I think it was the middle of the first week, where Purloin's team, Team Mischief Makers, ended up challenging Team Cheer, temporarily sans Riley, to a quote-unquote friendly battle that turned pretty sour at the end. But they parted ways, and, well, let it never be said that Purloin does not keep her word. So, Team Cheer may be in for a bag of goodies at the end of their downtime.
Wait, who parted ways what? I'm very observant. Shush.
Well, 2 episodes ago, you all fought Team Mischief Maker, i.e. Purloin's team.
Oh, that's why I was confused, because I was like, this recap doesn't sound like it happened last session. Ah, we were recapping 2 sessions ago.
Yes, we started right off after the end of that combat last session.
That is true, actually.
As I recall it, time sort of progressed to the second week. People were doing things, getting stuff done, doing jobs, sparring, as the case might have been in some cases. Good job, me. I am totally a professional. And, well, at least in Riley and Lizard's case, trying to recuperate. And Ralph got to work in the post office, as well as work on the taser with Mawile. But around the middle of the week, something happens. There's a shouting match coming from Pangoro's office, and it sounds like Rise and Pangoro. And based on the context, or at least what those of Team Cheer could hear, Rise was intending to do something they had been meaning to prevent for some time. So neither Brooke nor Ralph questioned it when Pangoro told them to pin Rise down as best to their ability and keep him from leaving. Rise is upset. Not just because information was withheld from them that they rightfully should have known about, but because Pokemon he's trusted have so little faith in him. There was, of course, the moment where the tension music gave way to Klutz, appropriately.
Please do not remind me of my failures.
But this was an amusing one. The theme of slipping like ink. Don't worry, I'm not going to reference it that much. But Rise managed to slip away because that's just kind of what Rise is capable of. It's what he does. And he starts to leave. And Brooke and Tucker are called by Pangoro to his office. Thankfully, Florence was around to kind of keep other people in control. I mean, none of you saw Blaze there, but sure, he was probably doing something too. Like he's supposed to, being the quartermaster. And Ralph went out to make sure that Rise didn't go anywhere, and followed Rise to his house. Well, as it turned out, Purloin and her team were coming back just as Rise was leaving. And Ralph caught a glimpse of the fact that Purloin decided to follow along with Rise into their abode right before berries were smeared all over the window to keep Ralph from peeking. Unfortunately, Ralph did not eavesdrop very well, so we didn't hear what was being said. But in Pangoro's office, Brooke and Tucker are informed that they're going to have to be careful and keep watch around town in case anyone decides to actually act against Riley, since, well, Brooke believed at the time that Rise was going after Tiber, and may have said something they probably shouldn't have said in a crowded public space.
Thank you, Brooke.
It's okay.
If it's any consolation, I don't think Tucker noticed.
Yes, it was heat of the moment. Thankfully, Florence is a good distraction. Mostly. But Pangoro kind of accepts that this is what's going to happen now, so might as well try and pick up the pieces and roll with it, instead of agonizing over it again. But he does inform Team Cheer that they've started getting mail, so they should probably get their mailbox set up soon. And thankfully, it's week 2, so they have the basic frame of their base done, which Lizard and Riley have been hiding out in their tent. Also, yes, this is fair, Kyrio. Wrinkles are good to add to a narrative. And, in fact, there is a letter from V that was addressed to Tucker and Team Cheer in general, requesting their services for help acquiring things. It was also informed that fingers work, please. It was also informed that somebody had come by asking for Team Cheer, but Pangoro had sent them away for the time being, considering, well, Team Cheer is on lockdown. But when all was said and done, Tucker and Brooke were given release from Pangoro's office and allowed to leave the clubhouse. And they went to Rise's home because they wanted to see if Rise was still there, and if not, if they could track him down. As it so turned out, thankfully, Ralph had been keeping watch, and no, Rise hadn't left, or at least Ralph hadn't seen Rise leave. And I believe it was Tucker who got the courage to knock on the door, or something to the effect. Remember, puppy paws. They bap.
Tucker might be seen as a shy one, but in this situation, he was certainly dedicated enough to stand up and make a racket, basically. He did do quite the bark.
Yes, that's right. Tucker called for Rise. Rise opened the door, and they looked sad, tired. Their eyes were bloodshot from crying, and when Tucker asked them, he said that no, he wasn't going anywhere. That Tucker could come back tomorrow if he wanted to keep training. Because over the past week and a half, Rise had been training Tucker.
And that is why Rise thought that Tucker had approached. Or at least had hoped that they could simply misdirect for the actual point.
Yeah, that's fairly accurate. Because Rise did see Tucker when they were getting pinned. It was not a great moment for them. And so we resume after that. In fact, we can resume the day after if you so desire.
I think it's one last little note is that Tucker did accept this, seeing that not only being told by Rise, but also seeing from Rise that Rise wasn't going anywhere. That was fairly evident at this point. But Tucker did stand up to Rise a little bit and say that if Rise did go, he'd be following.
It wasn't exactly clear, but you know how the lie part is, coy as they are. They seem to accept this notion.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he may be aware that you aren't technically supposed to be leaving town at the moment.
Tucker clearly did not care about that rule for the situation. Beefy. The egg is generally since because of the way that he left the daycare, the egg was probably still in a safe spot at the daycare, like he generally left it when he was tending to the kids. So he'd probably go back for it, though. It's not like it'd be in any danger unless Car introduces some or something. But
oh no, a Zangoose broke into the daycare without Pangoro absolutely wringing its neck, and it stole the egg. Oh no.
Get out of here, Zangoose. You already had Zangoose Day a week ago. You missed your chance.
You know, like a ghost Pokemon, invisible and hiding, and we catch them.
I'm sorry, those kids are a little terrifying even for ghosts. But yes, that is where we are. If it was a ghost, Brooke would eat it. Oh no.
I feel personally threatened.
Well, you know Brooke's track record with crunching ghosts.
This is true. I should feel personally threatened.
You
The
know,
only ghost that Brooke has not crunched was that ghost sword. I think he's crunched every other ghost we've come across.
you know,
Yeah,
Charm,
okay.
Charm, I would have expected you to have the character that did 4 things. No, it's Kyrio that has the character that does 4 things.
Well, you know, it's not impossible is all I have to say. It's just it hasn't come up as a relevant thing I could do in the story. Because, of course, I like to stay appropriate to character motivations, situation, setting, etc. And I think it's perfectly fine that Brooke does. I mean, he's a freaking crocodile / Toadile. So
Don't blame me, Brooke has a big mouth.
Yeah, we learned that last session.
Oh, so mean.
That's fine. It just means if Brooke ever finds a special someone, they give great kisses.
It also means if I get lynched, it's Brooke's fault.
Look, I had plans for you to become the town pariah. I didn't have to do it, though.
I do like
what now?
I do like how many sessions it took me to realize, oh wait, Brooke's really like threatening to my shadow self. Like it took me till this session to realize that.
In any case, I'm not even that into war, it's just how the character is. I know, I'm teasing. I'm teasing all of you. It's my right. I'm the DM.
What? No one is it for me.
Wait, really?
It's not for me.
Oh, you have default setting on, so that would be why.
Imagine not turning off the profanity filter.
That is perplexing, though.
That's hilarious. Anyway. That's fair, Kyrio. That's fair. Anyway, we are picking up after that encounter. Team Cheer is mostly together at this point.
I'm not leaving the tent. You can't make me.
I mean, Riley saw Rise and hid in the tent, and Lizard glared at Rise because Lizard didn't want Rise doing anything. Lizard protect.
And attack. Most importantly, I don't know.
But most importantly, Lizard snuggle.
I don't think that fits the meme, but okay.
It is getting late in the day. So if you all would like to settle down for the night and close out your activities and jobs, you may do so.
Nothing too noteworthy there besides the fact that Tucker would probably have to recollect himself a little bit before going back to the daycare to finish up there and retrieve his stuff. He would probably look pretty... I don't know if he would say anything specific, but he would be thankful to Brooke to just kind of helping give him courage, honestly, to do what he did. And as for Ralph, one thing that was not mentioned in the recap was that Ralph almost butted in and kind of ruined the moment when Tucker was talking to Rise. But then Tucker basically told... I don't remember exactly what Tucker said, but Tucker was very direct in saying, no. Go away.
It wasn't even saying anything. He just like stopped him with his tail and let him know, like, hey, don't interject.
I think it was a fluffy tail on the way and also a side glance, basically. Not an angry one, but a no.
Yeah.
Sorry, my recaps in this game lack certain details.
It's okay, I just remembered this anyways, it's fine.
That's what the VODs are for.
But I want to say that since Tucker cut off Ralph, if Ralph wanted to have a conversation about it with Tucker afterwards, Tucker would have been available for it.
I think it's pretty well understood what each person, what each Pokemon was intending to go do. So there's not a lot to be said. Ralph just sort of nods, watches the thing happen, and arms crossed a bit. Maybe he doesn't quite trust the decision. Maybe he does. Who knows? He just arms crossed for a bit, but he nods. He goes on his way.
He at the very least accepts Tucker's taking authority of the situation.
And accepts the decision that has been made. Like, okay, we're not gonna go fight him. Fair enough.
At least not right now. And if
Yeah,
we-
that's
if-
what that is the thing. Like, at least not right now. As prolific of a figure as he is, we might cross paths again anyway.
Tucker did not ever address the idea of dealing with the Shadow Scavengers in general. He only addressed the idea of dealing with them permanently. That was what.
Yeah.
That was the issue for him.
Using lethal force.
Mhm.
Well, in
yeah.
hindsight, with or without Ralph's help, Rise would have probably been able to do it.
Probably. When Rise gets focused on the Reaper role, it seems that, much like a Reaper, it's the encounter is inevitable.
Tradition. Kyrio puts on the blindfold and takes off. Blindfold of tradition.
I'm starting to believe he just really hopes that somebody like throws a surprise birthday party and puts a pinata in front of him. I know it's not his birthday, but he just wants a
I
surprise
have
party.
now
anyways.
changed one setting. It's
You
perfectly
should
okay.
get a real. You should like get an actual blindfold, and if we ever meet up, you just randomly put it on.
Nothing like a little frustration to make one less lazy. Also, congrats perhaps on a new computer. I would assume it's an upgrade. I'm alone.
Yes, yes you are.
Yeah, just kind of registered like, oh, he keeps talking about a new computer. I suppose that means it's a new computer. Like, my brain was like, yes, that's what that means.
New around Christmas. I should note that at some point, at the very least, Brooke should probably head by the spa, if not today, but at some point during the downtime, so he can collect on the root salves.
Oh yeah, that's right. They were like, go get these. There was like a notice like, we don't want to keep holding on to these. Grab these, please.
Well, they... Oh, yeah. Because they finished with it. It's like, yeah, come collect this. We don't want it.
Well, they wanted their portion, but the portion that they are not keeping for themselves, they would like gone. But well, during this intermission, I will talk about.
I mean, I've already said my piece of what Riley's doing for the rest of the day, and that's cowering. So,
This is true.
Do you really need to cower the entire rest of the day? All right.
I mean, for Riley, Rise is Trauma Cat, so... Can't blame him. It's not that nobody is talking, it's that we want people to have ample time to give us their decisions on the things they are doing.
Oh, of course. Well, I mean, of course, if Kyrio is typing, just that's fine. I was a little. It was ambiguous to me whether or not he was saving his energy to talk during the game, or if he's still gonna do types And also, it was ambiguous to me if he was typing, so...
Yeah. I don't see Ralph doing anything special the rest of the day, though his work at the postal office is quite important. They're probably wrapped up for the day. Yeah, he's probably just gonna head back over to Maz and crash for a little, innocent crashing.
Tucker actually probably, thinking about it, so Riley just wants to cower at the tit for the rest of the day. He probably would go over to see how Riley's doing, actually. Plus, he's already been invited to, like, spend the night in the tents. So. After dealing with the daycare, that's probably what he would do, actually.
Riley will find once they've closed out everything in the daycare for the day.
Riley will.
Blizzard is being extra protective right now. They have their arms around Riley and are like leaning around, trying to peer through the flaps of the tent, doing the Salandit squint.
Registered trademark.
Brooke will probably practice his moves, maybe get into some sparring. Also, there was a request to find some honey or something, right? Yes. Yes. At one point during week 1, after the combat, I believe it was, or sometime early week 2, Lilligant came to the Pioneering Club to ask Brooke specifically, but the rest of Team Cheer 2, if they could help her get some comb bee honey for the aromatherapy garden.
Actually, it's a good point. I forgot about that. Side quest.
And of course, Lilligant stammered and everything, but said, "Well, she can't pay you, but she has spa coupons and stuff that she can give you guys."
Tucker needs more spa treatments, so this is fine.
Well, if people talk to Miltank, they may find that they have other ways of achieving things.
That was an exceptionally ambiguous statement.
On purpose.
Oh, that's right. It's not like Lilligant said, please go to this dungeon for Kobe honey. It was just, could you get some Kobe honey?
Correct.
Imagine just buying it from a shop.
I mean, that would be one way. Look, some quests are solved that way in RPGs.
It's true. Like, if you guys find it on the market, though that might not be entirely likely, since she could probably just buy it herself if that were the case. But if you find it on the market for some reason or another, I mean, yay, side quest fulfilled. Brooke may look around the shops for some clues on how to get some. I recall there being a Kakuna there, so maybe honey can be related to them. Good thought. You return to a familiar Kakuna that is currently being propped up by a pair of twigs. Apparently the beedrills are on break. They have left for the moment.
Hope he doesn't fall over because there's nobody to put him back up.
Just as long as they don't start vibrating. So, go ahead and give me... how would you like to extract this information?
Can't believe Book's about to hold up a cocoon.
Which torture tool would you like to pick for this extraction of information?
He doesn't need a torture tool, he's got ice and teeth.
So in other words, torture tools.
Well, I meant, like, Social stats.
Yeah,
Torches is
perhaps
social
those would be a little
activity.
more. Perhaps those would be a little more kosher. Why is there a
Does you
weird
know
black
that
dot on
water in
this?
New York City is not kosher.
What is this? What is this whole thing here? Huh. Oh, it's probably a little drawing pen tool thing that somebody did.
Figured just talking to him, he was the first person he bought stuff from, so I figure they're at least somewhat friendly. That's fair.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty fair. I mean, it's not like, dude, I need to get some black market deals on Kobe honey. Can you hook me up?
that premium Combi honey. Anyway. So... since you already know them, cool contest performed to see what all you managed to get out of this. They are still a business bug after all.
It's always something I've wondered. Why are dice rolls always interesting? If at the times really fucking annoying. Wow, I like how the double ones like minus your roll, but it didn't have anything to minus in the first place. So really, that's more of a negative one.
I can't believe you accidentally bit the cocoon.
No. This isn't D&D.
That's a crit fail. I think you killed a man.
No, poor Brooke tries to bring up the subject of the Combi honey, but the Kakuna is just so ecstatic their first big team customer is back, and they just keep going on and on and on about stuff. They're the kind of Pokemon that will talk if you let them.
That sounds awful.
Thanks for the no one there, Tuffy.
Brooke ends up buying a scarf by accident. Yeah, sure. It's just a regular scarf, so I don't know.
This sounds accurate to the roll.
Here, Brooke spends 10 Poke and ends up buying a nice scarf. On accident. It's fine, there's a return policy.
Here, I'm actually gonna... There.
That's a good idea.
Hey, Brooke. Or Tyria. Go ahead and write a title to this, whatever scarf color it is, or whatever you want.
Yep. Feel free to describe the scarf. But yeah, the Kakuna says something along the lines that draws you into buying the scarf of, oh yeah, there's a bunch of teams that are going up into the colder northern regions lately. You look like you could probably use some help with that, being probably cold-blooded and all, and maybe one of your friends. Do you want more than one scarf? I have lots of scarves.
To be fair, he would be the one that most needs a scarf for cold weather. The other lizard on the team is fire type, so...
Riley can conjure fire with his feet, so I think he'll be fine.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you were the buddy from Pokemon Sword Starter. I don't remember names.
Score Bunny.
Score buddy.
Blaze Kick is a move that's existed for a lot longer than Score Bunny.
Score buddy just has a hot feet focus, that's all. Don't read
Wait
into
till
that
I show
statement.
you about the Pokemon line of Torchic.
Oh, that's true, well.
I'll never be afraid of getting married.
What?
Hey, what?
Like how Tubby's talking from another room. He's at the fridge.
Maybe I am.
Brooke's bag slots are filling up. Poor Brooke.
Poor Brooke having
Okay,
items.
I don't think Brooke's allowed to do the shopping anymore.
That's okay.
Poor Brooke having supplies. That's fine. We have a 15 item hold bag now, so it's all good.
Yep.
I'd have more stuff, but you guys keep taking things out of my bag while I'm not well enough to do anything with them.
You know, I was originally going to criticize our bag size compared to the games, but actually when you consider the team size, it's actually more like we can carry 60 or 75 items, so...
Yep.
That's actually pretty fair, actually. That's about close to the max bag size in PMD games. Well, it depends on the game, but...
Thankfully, Brooke, as you're getting ready to leave, you remember what you wanted to ask about, and the bee driller coming back, and you overhear them discussing something about a hive. And yes, you can totally bank things, but the deed is something you're going to want to keep until your base is finished.
So once the base is finished, you can just store stuff in the base.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, you can just put it in your office.
which room? One of them's storage room, first floor, I think.
But they mentioned that a nearby hive has been acting a little strangely. They could probably use someone to check it out, but that requires hiring people, and the both of them just look at the Kakuna, propped up by sticks, looking happy as can be, with just the 10 poke that Brooke just spent. Waste time. Is it far? I could check it out for you, Brooke says. I'm technically not supposed to leave town right now, but I'm sure no one will notice. The Beedrill exchange a look and buzz at each other a bit in the way that they do, and fold their pointed arms when they look at Brooke. Look, just don't go drowning the whole thing, okay? We'd like to be invited back there at some point. They glance at the Kakuna. Some point. It's not terribly far. It's a bit eastward, though. There aren't a whole lot of trees or foliage, so it's a desert-type hive. Cactus fruit, honey. Don't you mean maractus fruit? That would be just strange. I suppose you could go now, but it's getting late. And out there, it gets pretty cold.
How much money did you spend on that scarf, Brooke?
100.
Jesus Christ.
No,
not too
he
bad.
only spent 10 poke.
Oh, I'm sorry, not 100.
I was gonna say, like, Jesus. It's an expensive scarf.
Sorry for exaggerating the buying decision.
Yeah, clearly.
Also, there's a
God.
line.
God, there's a line.
Sorry, I was retrieving my nuggies.
Oh, that's fair. Food is good.
Great. I'll be careful, promise. I need some honey for the spa, Brooke grins. So no need to pay me. He considers the weather. Well, I did just buy a cool scarf, apparently. Brooke looks down at the scarf that is currently wrapped about his neck. It is blue with wavy patterns that reminds one of the ocean.
Oh, I like that. For cold weather, but probably would be good against sands and stuff. Was a name drop for the area done? I don't think it was.
No. Because this is not an area I actually had like planned with music and stuff.
Oh, I was just paying attention for the name drop so I get an idea for the song. But we have options.
I'll probably head back to base and consider how to approach an unofficial dungeon dive. That is a good plan. So, to base as in the Pioneering Club, or to base as in the framework of your base?
You can still put a table down or something. It's got the foundation.
Wherever the biggest concentration of my team members are, I guess.
It would be base, because after all, Tucker's going to go check on Riley, so...
Yep, that would be the base. So Brooke returns to the framework of the base, which is coming along fairly nicely. And though the construction crew... Took me a minute to remember the name of the thing where you build stuff. The construction crew might be done for the day, but you know, it's starting to get walls and stuff. It looks fairly nice for now.
Is there in fact some support beams and walls? Very well then.
Oh yes, by now, yes.
I wanted to actually ask if Tucker had any additional conversations or insights with Riley, because part of the reason he's checking Riley is because, well, I think it was fairly obvious that Rise had to pass by, right? On his way to his home.
I mean, you weren't there, but they did have a bit of a stare-off.
Yeah, Tucker's not aware of the stare-off, but he is aware that... Well, I mean, it was explicitly brought up by Brooke that would Rise go after Riley, you know? So that's definitely on his mind, so he'd be checking to see how Riley's doing. You gave a one-word response, Eragon, but would you like to enunciate a bit more? You said that he was cowering for the rest of the day. What would Tucker find, though?
Well, I'd probably find him curled up in Liz's grip, kind of holding his head, not looking generally terrified, but seemed to have a mix of unnerve and confusion on his face.
If Tucker would question Lizard, would he find out about the stare-off?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Tucker would question too deeply about it. It's pretty obvious it's just a sign of... just a form of trauma. It is interesting, though, because what does this current Riley remember about Rise, you know? That's something that Tucker wouldn't know, but clearly a reaction happened.
Lizard just knows that Riley saw Rise and kind of pulled Riley back into the tent because, well... As much as he might like to try and trust Rise at the moment, that's just not possible. Especially with how Riley is, well, right now.
Yeah. Well, Tucker would not question it too much, realizing that whatever is in Riley from old Riley, clearly there's still some trauma being present as well. And, well, he would probably just express to Riley and to Lizard that Rise definitely doesn't mean them any harm. That the conversation was about something else. And when Tucker brings that up, there would be a bit of weight to his voice, making it pretty obvious that Tucker does know what he's talking about. And aside from that dialogue, he would mostly just kind of help Lizard snuggle Riley, basically.
It is unclear whether or not Riley believes you.
That is understandable. Actually, just the fact that he's coherent enough to recognize the words is a nice sign, though.
He understands words. He just doesn't use them a lot.
Does he understand hugs?
I mean, he hugged you that one time.
And he's returning that by tilting and floating in the air. The best kind of hug.
Very technical.
But that's what the scene. That's probably what Brooke would come upon after that little conversation.
Thank you.
Will Riley find the egg? I mean, the egg is generally kept safe in Tucker's pack. It's not a secret.
Why would Riley be looking for the egg? It's an egg.
Yeah, and Easter's not for next month.
That's when it hatches. Easter.
Wait, is Easter next month or is Easter this month?
Actually, what day is Easter? It's always on
That's
Sunday,
next
right?
month.
It's always a
April
Sunday.
3rd or something.
April 4th, apparently.
All the Executor and all the Pokemon rolled play hide and seek until someone finds them. But to make it fair, they have to paint themselves wild colors.
I beg your pardon?
Right.
Not Executor, all the Execute. Yeah, all the Execute have to all hide and all the other Pokemon seek them.
If this is your idea of an Easter celebration.
Yes.
He's
And
trying.
to make it fair, all the Execute have to wear flashy colors or paint themselves with face paint.
I think it's worth pointing out
Since
to
their
Ralph.
entire body is face.
As this conversation goes on, I think I just remembered. It is worth pointing out. Ralph, I recently played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Tempest, which was one of the WiiWare titles that got translated last year. It has a really weak story, but it also completely involves food. So I just basically said to my audience that this is basically a PMD story if it was written by Ralph. It's not terribly great or in depth, but all focuses around food as the main driving force. It was like perfectly Ralph written.
Is this the one that has the stacking mechanic?
Yeah, that one.
Yup.
That looks absolutely hilarious.
Also, go check out the videos on my YouTube if you haven't seen that. It's not a great game, but if you've never seen it before, it's worth checking out if you like PMD.
I'm sorry, but even the stacking mechanic would probably be something Ralph thought up.
I was thinking about how we incorporate that into our battle strategy.
You can try, but it's not going to do you much good.
I mean, you can stack someone. You can put something. You can put somebody on Tucker. That much works.
But there is a line for between.
Yes.
Brooke enters the base. Everyone okay in here? Yes. Keeping a little distance from Riley since he's been kind of nervous around him in the past.
I guess this actually be a good point to respond, actually.
No,
There's no response. Just they're like, there's 3 people that can respond to this and nobody is. Maybe I'm one of them. Tucker would, well, be doing his emotional support dog thing with Riley when Brooke shows up, so He wouldn't really break away from that, though he would waggle a little bit as Brooke shows up. And, at least for himself, give a small nod. He doesn't seem quite as burdened as he did earlier. Though it's clear that Tucker is still a bit sad. Seeing Rise like that probably didn't make him feel that great. But, well, nothing to be done about it today. So instead, he is putting his attention to Riley. How is Riley? Is Riley? Oh, better with emotional support dog. Plus the emotional support lizard.
Is Liz gonna say anything?
Give me like a minute because
Nuggets.
I'm eating chicken nuggets.
He's got to get them thick thighs to save lives.
What a coincidence. I am eating a taco.
I'm never
How
going to
dare
drop that. It's a running joke now.
Charm, how dare you? Thick thighs make lives. You know this.
They do both. They're multi-purpose.
Let me just.
Let me just slurp. Let me just do this thing I always get on Charm's case for doing.
Yeah, I'm aggressively sipping into the microphone.
The problem here is, dear, I don't care, unlike you.
Anyway,
I got something to slurp.
The hell are you eating?
oh gosh. All right, let me do this.
I'll just choke on it.
That's a good point.
Lizard casts a glance over at Brooke and hugs Riley a little bit before letting go so Riley can have better therapy puppo time. I'm okay, but I wish I could do more for Riley. It feels like all I do is let him train with me and give hugs, I guess. The Salazzle's shoulders sag. But I'm okay. I'm sure he'll get better.
Thank you, Ralph.
What's a cubone with an E? Is that just a cubone that's really good at, like, I can't think of the sport. God damn it me. That was a good joke, kind of.
Billiard?
Billiard, thank you. Or pool.
I mean, he carries a stick around with him, so.
Just using the bone like a pool stick. Look at.
If
I
I may.
remember for like the first 40 episodes, Riley was trying to be a Cubone.
You may, if you may.
Want to get out of town for a bit? I think some space would help, Brooke says. Letting him do something exciting might help. He smirks, that toothy crocodile smirk.
Tucker flops an ear at this with a little bit of a, just a little bit of a squint. Though he's not being too judgmental about breaking Pangora's orders, considering he was planning on doing it himself if he needed to.
As if on a very weird cue, Riley's gonna turn and look directly at Tucker. So they just stare him right in the eyes.
Tucker returns the look after squinting at Brooke. And Tucker's kind of neutral and curious.
Riley will just say, Tucker, sorry. I'm sorry I hurt you.
Tucker's ears kind of perk and his eyes widen a little bit at this. He wasn't expecting such a direct statement.
It's okay.
he says, sort of bewildered. Not even entirely sure what this apology came from. He kind of just stares at Riley a little bit, perhaps a little bit awkwardly. Trying to study the Riola's eyes for, well, sentience, I suppose.
It's clear that he remembers something. There's a look of compassion in his eyes, but also a heavy weight from something else.
You might remember the time when he and Tucker fought. Yeah. Tucker also has... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, Lizard was about to respond to Brooke, but is now sort of shocked with their jaw hanging open.
We have now doubled Riley's word count, so understandable.
Kind of recovering from the shock a little bit, Tucker closes his eyes with a sigh, and then responds, "You're not the only one who was hurting people, though. I'm sorry, too. I think we all need to get better." He kind of opens his eyes and studies Riley again. In more ways than one, maybe.
Riley will put a hand on Tucker's head and just pat like before.
Aw. Tucker won't say anything else for now, but will nuzzle into that paw. Serio. What is Brooke's reaction to all this?
Quite curious, actually.
So Serio, no, I think Lizard's too wholesome for that.
I do appreciate how the chat just fucking exploded when I did that.
Also, not only did he talk coherently, but he seemed to coherently recognize all of what Tucker said too. Again, I know he can listen, but how much can he process what he hears? You know, that's always been something hard to figure out.
More than you think, but less than you hope.
He's got a spot of 1 and no logic. He's as dumb as a bag of bricks. But
if Riley was apologizing for the fight, that was Tucker's fault originally. So certainly not something that has to be apologized for in Tucker's mind.
perhaps in Tucker's mind.
Storyteller, I'm not supposed to be on the receiving end of feels.
You say that.
Right, Spirit, Karserus, for what you've done to me.
Brooks wow, I can't even speak. Brooke tilts his head and smiles. Well, that sure was something. Looks like Riley's making progress at least. He looks at Lizard. Don't be too hard on yourself. You're giving him an anchor to hold on to. Lizard smiles and nods, reaching over to gently pat Riley on the head. I know. But what's this about going out? Don't you think Pangoro will be mad if he finds out? Brooke will probably note immediately that Lizard wasn't saying no to that idea.
We're all just a tad mischievous.
Hey, I have no part in any of this.
Too late, buddy. You showed way more sentience all of a sudden. You can't say that anymore.
But he doesn't know that we're quarantined.
Oh, how convenient.
It's true.
Kyrio hasn't said anything to him since the ranch. Like, they don't even think they've been in the same room together since the ranch.
Yes, it's not like Lizard literally just explicitly stated that the Pagro was against that or something. In front
Yeah,
of you.
but selective processing of information.
How convenient!
Also, who's Pangoro and why do we care?
Also, there's more dialogue.
Yes. Also, I thought Pangoro actually went up and apologized to Riley.
No, that never happened.
Yeah, I don't-
I
I do not recall that.
Riley
That's
was absent.
right. No, that's something I wanted to happen. Dang it.
Perhaps when Riley's more
Perhaps when
conscious.
he's more that's right. He wanted to do it when Riley was more coherent, so it actually means something. Well, Lillian asked us to get some honey. I gotta lead him where to get some. It's not too far out, so we probably won't be missed, Brooke says. If we are, well, I'll take the heat for it. Lizard rolls their eyes and then just does air quotes with their fingers. The heat. And lets their tail flare up.
Sassy lizard once again.
While continuing to remain... While continuing to keep his head under Riley's paw, if Riley wants to keep doing good head scritches. Tucker will still turn to Brooke and kind of give a slightly mischievous look. I think we are all responsible as a team. That being said, I don't really mind.
Brooke grins. Pun not intended. Sure. So long as he doesn't rescind the property deed. Because we're not moving out at this rate.
I don't think he can do that.
Like, he already gave it officially to us. I don't think he can rescind it.
He'd have to buy it off of us.
Yeah.
Something. Okay, fine, I'll buy it off of you. How much? 1 million poke.
Okay.
We'll trade it for the rest of the town.
This is our
I love that we came up with the same joke and said it at the same time.
Hey, would you mind, did I say a line or was I muted?
You said a line.
Did I say a line?
You said a line.
That's weird, because I was muted, but I don't remember hitting the mute button. The hell? So wait, what was the last line I said as Tucker?
Something about not caring, about getting in trouble.
Yeah, okay. The mischievous thing was said. That's weird. When did I hit the mute button after saying that? Holy shit, I don't remember.
I've noted that some people are having issues with Discord being weird with mute.
No,
talking about his
no.
mic.
I'm talking about my physical mic where I literally have to hit a physical button. And I don't remember doing it. I completely blanked out on the whole process of hitting a button. Like, that's weird. My memory is going.
Admittedly, I'm getting a bit stir-crazy being in town all the time regardless, Brooke says. And I doubt it'll stop active development of a building in town.
Besides, we paid for it, so you know.
Yeah, it's true, you guys paid for it. He's not the one who tells the construction people to stop.
Yes, officially gave over the deed and then also left us to pay for it. So he really doesn't have any rights at this point.
Yeah, it's ours. He's got no power here, Gandalf.
Well, alright. So, are we gonna bring Ralph along, or is this something where we leave Ralph behind? It's almost as if Lizard picked up that Ralph may not be suitable for certain diplomatic missions.
We're just gonna ditch him.
But also, do we want him whining about how somebody went, how they went off on a mission without him?
Yeah, he threatened the blab.
I mean, that's true.
If anybody's gonna blab about them us being gone, it'd probably be Ralph.
It'd definitely be Ralph, yeah.
Also, I mean, like,
Responsible.
You keep telling yourself that, buddy.
I'm holding down a job, so that means I'm responsible.
It's a job too. Brooke is also in charge of the team and has a job.
We can find Ralph if you want, but he's got Mawile, and it's awkward to interrupt him all the time. Brooke mumbles. And then Lizard scoops up Riley, holding him up. Oh, you mean like you guys interrupting us all the time? Just with maximum sass.
Tucker actually does a little stumble as Riley is picked up because he was constantly leaning back into head scritches. Now there are no head scritches to lean back into. Also, Tucker gives a thoughtful look about this. Well, I don't know. It'd kind of be mean not to include him. And then he'd be blabbering about how we left him. Probably.
You have so little faith in your party member.
It's very justified lack of faith.
I mean, look. For a while there was very little faith in Riley, so, and look at it now.
Look at me now, Mom.
Well, at least Tucker said it seems mean. At least Tucker cares about you, Ralph.
Who's Ralph?
What?
What? How much does Riley remember Ralph? Who knows?
He was wary towards Ralph. He remembers some things.
Weirdo munchlax.
Riley vaguely remembers that he heard about the Munchlax with the hat making out with a lamppost. You're not sure what a lamppost is, but you know that's weird.
That's all I remember of Ralph. That's definitely why he's weird then. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll ask him at least, Brooke says. I was gonna get Houndoom to cover for us anyway, so we might run into
Him some way.
him somewhere. I suppose that makes sense. As long as we don't tell Zeal, because I think that would be the worst idea.
What has Zeal been? It's been 2 weeks since we saw him last.
Who wants to roll a Doom die?
With the Zeal-based Doom die.
Yes.
I'll do it.
What are we hoping for here?
A number.
Not a 1.
Oh, like that?
Oh. Oh. Oh no.
Look, I just want to have the opportunity to roll dice to possibly go bad when it's not important for me.
But it sounds like it might be kind of important.
Hey guys, not tell me what! And Zeal is standing there right at the entrance to the tent with the round saucer eyes all perked up.
Riley will hiss at him.
Ah, Riley, you see, you're getting back to normal.
It's not wrong.
What?
Like
Lizard just has this deadpan expression on them, on their face, because it's like, this is my fault. I made this happen. Arceus standing. I just... All you had to do was not roll a 1.
Well, we already know that my dice are always cursed, so... Being rolling a Doom dice is probably a bad idea, but also entertaining.
Also, I love the fact that Ralph is making Seal spin.
You, Ralph.
It looks like he's on an invisible teacup ride, if you know what I mean.
Like those Gmod videos.
It's probably a good thing Liz is holding Riley right now.
Hey, Zeal, Brooke says. We were just talking about, he kind of struggles to come up with an excuse.
This is where you need your best liar.
I think the best liar stat-wise would be Tucker.
I mean, if
Stat-wise?
Ralph doesn't want to come along, Ralph can distract Zeal.
What's the lion stat?
I think perform.
Oh,
Yeah.
Smart contest perform,
I should... I might
of
actually-
which I have a combined 8.
Okay, let's see.
Touche.
No, he's better. 6 here.
I have 1 die.
I could putting more points in the performance isn't a bad idea though.
We were talking about what we were going to do about your room, Blizzard says, trying to lie through their teeth. Badly.
Oh god, you promised him a room.
Oh no.
Oh. Well,
Wait,
I
he
mean, the
does have a-
basement is technically a room.
Zeal is gullible enough to believe this.
Yeah, it'll be nice and down to earth. Cave basement room. Nice down to earth
Oh,
room.
really?
Basement
Is it going to
room.
be awesome? Can I decorate my own room? I'm going to get all the things ever. And now he's distracted.
Someone give him a shiny
How many layers of basement can we have?
99 floors.
Hey, we're gonna go house the prince of this one group of Pokemon. Where should we put? Oh yeah, put them in the basement.
Locked
I
in the basement.
believe we did discuss before that technically you could make a dungeon out of your basements. So yes, you could technically have up to 99 floors, but it gets expensive.
If there was ever a time to say worth,
Yeah, we put Zeal in 99 floors of dungeon.
he's the final boss.
You okay with that? No.
Yeah, we would just tell him he's the final boss.
He gets so excited and then like freaks out during the little boss intro for every PMD game. He like gets really excited that he's having one.
You all are so cruel.
Hey, he'd be happy. Just keep the child entertained.
Oh, he charged admission to our dungeon. It's great.
Also, Zeal is not still when he does this. He's like walks around the tent and paces around everyone, and Blizzard has to hold Riley away from Zeal.
Sadly, I didn't have a good line, or I would have tried to do a roll. I could not think of a good lie that Tucker could say.
I still can't.
There is something that was on my mind that I think Tucker or Ralph will want to ask in a while.
Oh, did Brooke mention where the honey? Oh, like did Brooke mention? Brooke mentioned the honey, but he didn't mention the comb bees.
Brooke did not specifically mention you were getting the honey from Combees, just that, there's some honey nearby.
Okay.
In fact, the bee drill didn't necessarily mention that it was specifically from Combees, it was just implied.
Tucker would probably still be able to for honey equals bees, and also the last time that Zill was associated with anything involving bees, it wasn't too great for him. If you remember.
Brooke sighs. Yeah, you can have your own room. It'll be down in the basement where it's cooler. Sweet, then I can make it warm all on my own. Then I don't have to compete with all the warm up top. You're the best house owner, Brooke.
Compete with him. Zill wakes up in the morning. It's like, what temperature's outside? 84 degrees? I gotta compete with that. I'm hotter than that. What? God damn you, atmosphere.
Florida be like, challenge accepted.
It's like, oh, son, you think you can be that hot, huh? Well, okay, I'll show you.
The slugma be like, literally slugma be like that.
He literally just takes a hot day as like an offense to him. Just like, oh, you think you can be higher than me?
I mean, if you're going by Pokedex entries, yeah. Oh.
Ah. Makes sense, Brooke says. Glad you appreciate it. Hey, can you find Ralph? I got a question for him, Brooke says, knowing the chances of him not getting distracted are pretty low. Sure can do, and Zeal marches out of the tent looking happy as can be.
Nice. So I switched scenes enough for me to ask Malile a thing.
Yes. Ralph is relaxing at the moment with Mobile.
Yeah. So, I've been thinking a lot about how much time I've been spending here, and instead of with my team. Like, well, what if I didn't have to choose? And he kind of looks over to her with like a serious, sort of thoughtful look. I don't think you would have to officially like do anything, or officially like be on call or anything like that. But if Brooke says it's okay, how would you feel about being honorarily, or maybe officially, part of Team Tier? So how would you like to join Team Tier? I mean, we're the best team, so it could be intimidating, but there's a little bit of lightheartedness to that. Like, it's presented as a joke, but not really. We really are the best team.
Look, I appreciate it, Ralph, but I don't think there's space for all this stuff in your new place. And if there is, well, I don't think I could trust certain teammates to not get into it. It's better that I stay here.
Well,
It's not like you're going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you would stay here just like in name, in like ceremony.
It's like a marriage attempt or something.
No.
Well, unfortunately, that's a little hard to do, since I'm technically a part of an organization already. I mean, I suppose there's nothing stating I can't be a part of another team, but it's just easier to have one.
Yeah, I guess you're right. One is already just about a full-time job.
Though I don't know why you're so worried. Mao turns away, starting to shuffle papers in order to start putting them away and organize them. After all, you don't have to choose between your team and me. Besides, we still have that expedition to do.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun.
When she turns around, she has her hands on her hips with a playful smile. I'm not as high maintenance as you're thinking, Ralph. I can be fine on my own for long periods of time.
Say again, that was a little bit fuzzy.
I'm not as high maintenance as you're thinking, Ralph. I can be fine on my own for long periods of time.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm smothering you. I just feel like, once we leave, who knows when we're coming back again.
I mean, that's the life of, well, a lot of teams.
Yep, the life of an intrepid adventurer such as myself.
Explorer, adventurer, pioneer, rescuer, heck, even archaeologist. For all you know, when you come back, I'll be out on an expedition. It's just something we'll have to accept.
You have a way of making just simple facts sound so great.
That said, she leans over, like one hand in a fist, and bangs on the ball toy, and it just sort of buzzes and twitches a bit. I am still trying to figure out how to get this heap of junk working.
That's not very nice.
Oh, is this the one that I brought from the one place?
From the cairn? Yep, exact same one. Though, to be fair, I'm not sure how it got broken so badly. All the internal whatchamacallits are just in disarray. Long-term project.
Just imagine that aha moment when you get it. You know the feeling I'm talking about. Like when you can't figure out the problem no matter what. And you try and you try and you try. And then like you like go to bed for the night or something. And then like the next morning it's just super obvious and you get it and you're like, aha. Those moments are the best. The second best, actually.
Really? What are the first best, Ralph?
The moments with you.
Aww.
Peck on the cheek.
She returns it.
Nice. Is ball toy like cracked open or something? Like, does it have an access panel where we can see the inside?
Not that you can see at the moment.
Mhm.
I have a little side comment on Kyrio's little OOC comment there in the chat. One thing that's actually worth noting is that Zill's childlike energy is actually not... Like, Tucker actually has a fair bit of that too, but he tends to just know how to control it better. I could actually see Tucker and Zill both making good use of energy, just going off on like one of their little hunts, because I know that's something they synergized on before. Perhaps something they could do later. Good way to deal with that energy in Zeal, especially.
So, should I expect everyone to settle in for the night?
Well, what's did Zeal like barge through the door yet, or?
Oh right, I'm sorry. Brain. Brain.
Yeah, I was trying to create that opportunity.
I mean, yeah, Zio got distracted, but I'm the one playing Zio right now. I'm the one who got distracted. But yeah, there's that sweet moment, and just a few minutes afterwards, Zio comes barging in, just not even knocking, just opening the door and like, "Hey, is Ralph here? I know he's usually here, so if he's here, I need him because Brooke needs him for something. I forget what."
Yeah, I guess duty calls.
Just please take him with you.
Yep, yeah, I gotcha. Duty's shrill, screeching, obnoxious voice calls.
Oh, poor
So,
It's a bit mean to Zeal.
Poor Zeal. And of course, I'm imagining as Ralph walks by, he grabs Zeal's tail just as Zeal is about to, poke a paw at something that might be fragile, pulling him away.
yeah,
Just pick him up by the scruff and carry him away. That's how you deactivate a cat.
So, what's up, guy? Where's the Zeal?
It's fine, Zeal's having a blast.
I don't think you need the Zeal model, it's fine.
Okay, fine. I mean, he's at the top of the list, but yeah, he asked him what's up. Yo, what's up, little guy?
Oh, he's asking Zeal?
Yeah.
I don't know. They said something about how they're not supposed to tell me a thing, and then Lizard said the thing was that I'm getting a room in the base, and it's in the basement. And I think that's awesome because then I get to control the temperature, not the sun or the weather. I get to make it warm whenever I want, as warm as I want.
At the word room, Ralph's eyes, huge terrified circles. At the room basement, they visible relief.
Oh yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Brooke wants to ask you a question. They're in the tent by the base, and I'm not supposed to be near the base right now because apparently I can burn it down. But I mean, like Horny can burn it down, right? That's his. Wait, is that the Houndoom's name? I think that's his name. That's what Rise called him. And it just keeps going and going and going and going and going.
Yeah, I thought his name was Horn Dog. Yeah. Anyway, oh man, speaking of corn dogs, that sounds like corn dog. I'd go for a corn dog. I better check on Brooke.
I play no part in this. I named him Hot Dog in my Tempest playthrough. I take no responsibility.
Yeah, so Ralph will head over there. When he first encountered Rise called him Horn Dog. So.
Yes, that was the term. And Kara has regretted it ever since.
I mean, this is also Zeal, so...
But yeah, Ralph will make his way back to the tent. He'll, knock on the tent flap, and then awkwardly realize, wait a minute, I don't need to knock on my own tent, and then he comes in.
Also, you can't knock on a tent. Just rustle.
I mean, it just it sounds like floof. Yo, how's it going, Brooke? Okay, I'm sorry I haven't been spending so much time here. Yeah, I've been busy. Now, postmaster apprentice,
See? Zeal is totally reliable, totally reliably, 45% of the time. Burke says when Ralph enters. Lizard gives Brooke a look, and then looks at Ralph, and does a wave, setting Riley down. And then Zeal comes in and he picks Riley back up. Okay, guys, I brought Ralph. Can I have the room now?
For it to go, Jesus.
So, when you promised him basement, you meant B2, B3, B10. Somewhere around that neighborhood. Also, what were you thinking? In a voice low enough that Zeal can't overhear.
Over here, Zeal is too distracted for that.
I guess it's not so bad. We'll just throw a stick.
If Brooke ever asks Tucker to help curb Zeal's energy, shenanigans. Could Zill be so distracted that he forgets about the room? Dude, he barges into private conversations in places. Of course he forgets about the room. He's already done that.
The basement will have several rooms available for team members, Brooke says, waving it off. Hey Zeal, the basement isn't done yet. Maybe you should find the foreman and ask him about it, Brooke says, totally preparing a bus throw.
Well, that's just me, the foreman.
Oh,
Hey.
cool, I should go find the foreman. And Zeal runs off, not knowing what the foreman looks like or what a foreman is.
Ralph will call out, make sure you find all 4 of them.
Now that's mean.
I was actually thinking to myself, is there any Pokemon that, you know, there's trio Pokemon. I don't think there's any, you know, quattro? I don't know what the term is for 4. But I don't think there's any Pokemon that combine into 4, so...
I think it's Tetra.
Tetra? I was just thinking, like, if there was one, I bet Zill will be looking for them now. Sword of Justice? Quartet. Yeah, that's it, actually. Line. Technically, I could read this too.
So, Lilligan wants some honey. I heard there was a beehive nearby that's been acting a little weird and needs checking in on. I figured we could pop in, get some honey, pop back before anyone notices. Makes sense. Not tonight, obviously. It's pretty late, but I want to go out.
Tucker wriggles slightly antsily at that. While he's kind of chill and okay with sticking around as ordered, he wouldn't mind a little bit of activity now and then, too.
It's like a smug smile. Like, oh, it's... I never expected you to be one to bend the rules of Mr. Fandango. But yeah, I suppose I could be on board. I mean, if it means helping your girlfriend and all that. The coyest of, like, anime smiles.
Kitty face.
Tucker would chime in and probably... Oh, I'll let that go first. Oh no, Eragon.
Hold on.
What? I'm still here.
No, you aren't. Give it a second.
Eat.
I'm trying to be a good leader and all, but I'm still a teenager, Brooke crosses his arms. Girlfriend, what are you talking about?
Tucker would chime in to Ralph's comment and say, well, Pangora does say that we should stay, but it's important that our team learns a little independence, right?
That's a good word for it. He might buy that.
I completely understand that because of the giggling.
Are you sure you're not drunk?
I am 100% sure. As I say that, I'm glad there's not a camera. Crap, where was I? And rice has been loaded onto the table. Okay, Ralph, I said, independent, huh? Just, that's good. He'll probably buy that. Maybe. But he gets like a coy look back at Brooke, and he's like, "God, come on, that Lilligan totally digs you."
Brooke blinks a moment, almost confused about something he said, but he shrugs it off.
Huh.
I guess not. Yeah.
Actually, wonder what.
Or
What's gonna
not, I guess not, but like, yeah, I guess, yeah. I guess, yeah, I guess you're just not into it. I'm still totally gonna teach you, though. For like, as long as I think she likes you.
Well, I mean, I'm going out with Riley. So, wait, wait, I know that means multiple things. I'm gonna go out with everyone with Riley so that we can get out of town for a bit. It'll probably be good for us.
Tucker blushes during this whole talk of relationships.
All so adorably, socially awkward. It's great. I love you guys. I'm definitely in the best team. We're the best team.
No one agrees.
Tucker's too busy being bashful. He does not respond. Actually, about that letter, because I kind of forgot about it.
That is correct. You do still have the letter.
It's at the post office?
No, I believe Pangoro gave it to you.
Oh, right.
Because you did read it, and I gave you a general gist of what it was. I didn't...
Wait, did Tucker have time to read it? I thought I put it away for later.
Oh, I guess you did. Just that it was from V, and I think I offhandedly say, you know, we talked about this in the past, but I can give the general gist of what it is.
Sure.
Because I don't have a...
I don't recall if we talked about it in game, basically.
Neither do I.
So.
You know, that's what happens. Anyway, line.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess I should address Lilligan about that at some point, Brooke says thoughtfully. Something for later. I wanted to ask if you were interested in coming, Ralph. I know you've got other responsibilities.
Well, I am a pretty big deal at the post office, and I couldn't imagine the look of despair on the two cannons' face if I don't show up for work in the morning. But I'm sure you understand. I am an intrepid adventurer, after all. As devastated as you would be.
Being a pretty big deal is a good way of putting it, because that doesn't necessarily mean positive things.
But I think you find it as you would be. I suppose, I'll come with you guys.
You're a big deal, like having to turn my problem's a pretty big deal.
Brooke has never met Toucanon and takes this at face value. I think Brooke has never met Toucanon. I think it was somebody else who met Toucanon.
Actually, who has met Toucan? I don't remember. I don't think Tucker has either.
I think it was Riley who also met Toucanon.
Yeah. Oh, but the first thing that comes to my mind is that SpongeBob clip where Patrick says, "Even Squidward misses you," and it cuts to Squidward partying.
He expresses his feelings in a different way.
I should say, this could be a diplomatic kind of thing, so try not to be too chaotic, Brooke says.
Oh, not chaotic is my middle name.
Good old Ralph, not chaotic, Munchlax.
There's totally nothing chaotic about having command over probability. Nothing at all.
I mean, if I get good enough command over it, then no.
Actually, that sounds like an alignment towards logic if you get good enough at it. So actually, yeah, that doesn't sound chaotic. Yeah, I saw Toecat and I was like, that's a new variation. A stealth attack, Toecat. Didn't expect it. You didn't look that low.
It's fine.
Wait. Actually, no, your spelling was fine, Kyrio. We're commenting on something in the chat. Or did you also say Toecat? I don't think you did. You're fine. You're fine. Your spelling's good. I think. Look, I misspelled Pokemon too, so I'm just laughing with, not at.
Pretty sure Kyrio did it right. Anyway.
Like our Cubone earlier.
Lizard yawns wide for a minute. Okay. I'm getting tired. So when are we doing this anyway?
The morning.
That's fine.
How's the picture?
Oh my god.
I like the little beat of a little bit of cry from Blizzard there.
Oh my god.
But yes, I also saw the fucking conversation with this picture. Everybody is commenting on the frickin' Tucker Pog face.
Oh, that should be an emote now. We gotta color it. Make it
Only thing wrong with that picture is that Tucker's way too thin. That is actually true, but I don't really care.
Also, why are you so tall?
Yeah, like
Wait, you're right.
supposed to be tall.
This is really tall. Like, this is like 5 feet tall.
Tucker, like right below.
This was like adolescent Tucker, like he has it, like he's between a Poochie and a Mightyena or something.
Growing up. You're in the wanky teenage stage.
He's a
Like-
Poggiana. Okay, I'm done with that now. I already feel bad.
Tucker's on a box, sure.
Anyway. Yeah, there's probably a box in the tent. Lizard stole it at some point. They've been using it as, like, a food table. Explanation given.
Perfect.
Anyway, line. We'll head out during lunch when the clubhouse is crowded. Hard to miss us that way, Brooke says.
I hope you mean easy to miss us. But yeah, I get you.
Tucker would nod to that, though he wouldn't say anything. It's perhaps clear that he has something that's on his mind before they go. Simply put, he did say he would talk to Rice tomorrow.
I don't think we'll be gone for an entire day.
Are you sure?
You said it wasn't far.
That could mean a lot of things in the Pokemon world.
I mean, yeah, and Beedrill can fly.
Talk to Raz in the morning.
I mean, I can fly too, under very specific random circumstances.
Talk about this. Guys, stop annoying Riley. He wants to sleep.
Any objections? Brooke asks. So, by the way, I think the intent behind what Brooke is saying is that if you guys aren't around in the clubhouse around lunchtime, then it'll be difficult for you to be missed because you're not there.
Mm-hmm.
So they won't. There's a bit of twisty-turny logic there, but basically you're not there, so it'll be harder for them to realize that you're missing because you weren't in the clubhouse during lunch rush to begin with.
And then my brain broke.
Well, in any case, we're good. None here, Captain.
Tucker nods the suggestion. Or the order, rather.
This place seems cozy enough. Yeah, I mean, if they can't, so we'll just kick back here. I use my flex powers to just fall asleep in the spot.
Oh, you're not going to go back to Mawwiles to sleep?
Oh, you gave Chucker a chance to... Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that was an opportunity. I was still busy having my brain broken on how that was all described to me. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if you recovered.
No. But Tucker would probably bring up... yeah, he would bring it up. He would say, lunch will work. I won't be too available in the morning. I need to check on Rise. He does say that last bit a little bit softly around Riley, though. And there we go. My brain is still broken, though. As far as I understand, I need to both exist and not exist at the cafe simultaneously to escape.
Okay, clearly Ralph needs to suddenly and immediately level up his aspect powers by a lot.
Double team.
What?
Because with the power probability, you can be there and not there at the same time.
As far as I understand, it's slip out during the lunch rest when there's a crowd and you won't be noticed leaving. Is that
Yes.
a summary? Okay. Good. That was a much easier sentence to put together.
Lizard just looks at Ralph in his portion of the tent and then scoots Riley away to curl up in their portion.
Oh, is Ralph staying in the tent too? Wait, is everybody staying in the tent?
God, it's gonna be a very crowded tent.
So I did notice that Ralph just kind of collapsed after this conversation, so I assume he's just sleeping here now.
I mean, this y'all can try. It's going to be crowded.
I just
Riley might
recall...
push Ralph out of the tent.
I recall this crowd of Riley, Lizard, and Tucker, but that was fine because Tucker doesn't mind cuddling. Yeah, and also he's floofy, so whatever, he's a pillow.
I mean, if Ralph is trying to stay in the tent, Riley will be pushing him out of the tent.
Tucker, Pokemon Tempest stacking mechanics will be used to make everyone fit in the tent.
Brooke nods. All right, meet you here at noon. See you guys later, he says, leaving.
A package just arrived for me at 8 p.m.
What?
Yeah, I ordered a rake of all random things because ours is, broken.
Oh yes, 8 p.m.
Walmart.
delivered rakes. That's very common.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a car. I only have a bicycle. I was racking my brain on how to safely tote a rake on a bicycle, down the highway. Then I realized, wait a minute, the internet's a thing, and I just ordered it. It had arrived early. It was estimated to get here by the 19th, and I assumed during a decent hour, but it arrived tonight, like just now at 8 p.m. Yeah, fair enough.
I have no more comments about a midnight rake.
I mean, considering how flat Lizard is when they go to sleep.
And Lizard and Tucker have a smooch. Because how they fell. Riley is jealous. It's not really a smooch, but close enough.
Yeah, I'm just laid over Liz's head. Nah, I'll accept that as canon.
This seems fine.
This is fine. In any case, it comes to the next day. You wake up one by one, or all at once, considering Zeal might be running around shouting for the foreman.
Why is he shouting for the foreman? Oh no.
I think I have to do an attack to get it to close my mouth. There we go.
I merged the models.
Why did you merge the models? Unmerge the models.
I don't know how I did that.
There you go.
Pause.
You know what thought occurs to me? It might be really dangerous if Ralph ever accidentally or just, like if Ralph ever like uses sleep talk
Oh no.
and it lands on metronome.
Oh gosh, what if you use sleep talk, it landed on metronome, and then it lands on sleep talk again?
Oh no!
Why would that be so bad? I don't think I understand.
Because endless chains of dice needing to be rolled to figure out what's coming next.
It would be like one of those dreams where you dream that you wake up in the dream. You just feel trapped as heck until you actually wake up.
My mind went in a different direction. The idea of like, if you are doing a move in your sleep, if you're doing metronome in your sleep, what would be the worst fucking move to wake up to you using in bed?
Things come to mind, like you imagine you're all snuggled up, and Ralphie's asleep, like I can't go metronome. Yeah, it lands on Screech.
Well, that's Norm.
I mean, explosion's pretty bad, but I can think of more creative answers to that question.
So, like Screech would be terrible.
How about infestation? Suddenly bugs everywhere.
Totally bugs.
But yes, it is early morning. And
Hydro pump. Go away like your bed.
Lizard briefly sneaks into the clubhouse in order to obtain breakfast with Riley, but leaves with Riley and their breakfast soon after.
Sneaking lizard.
Sleeping, suddenly on ocean floor, still sleeping. Yeah, teleport's pretty bad.
And wake up somewhere completely different.
Exactly.
I'll be like, going, oh, this is how I got into this whole jam in the first place.
Wakes up in the human world again, still munchlax.
Oh, that is such an Aspen situation, almost.
Oh, no.
But, okay, I guess the events that happened before. Tucker might have to skip breakfast, sadly. Yeah, he would, because he wants to find time to talk to Rise. It doesn't know how long it'll take. So. Rise! Is Rise having a work day?
Well, you're used to Rise being in Pioneering Club Cantina. You know, doing breakfast and things, being up early. You look in, you know, seeing Lizard with Riley and them grabbing their breakfast in order to sneak out, but you don't see Rise anymore.
Yeah, Tucker probably went with them when they woke up. But yeah, so Rise isn't there, which means the breakfast isn't as good. That's too bad.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, Blaze is doing breakfast today.
and Blaze is fine.
Blaze could do it.
Yeah.
Florence is also passed out on the bar, so...
Hell yeah.
Oh. Hey. Hey guys, did this guy eat his breakfast yet? Like, if not, could you tell him that he actually did, but give it to me instead? I mean,
No.
totally passed out. He won't remember.
That's what we start
Blaze-
talking about.
Blaze just stares at Ralph for a second. No. And just continues working. Look, if you want to mess with the bard, that is your discretion. I am not going to mess with the bard I've known since I was a kid.
Permission to mess with the bard, huh? That sounds great. You got a marker?
So, out of character, I forget if it was Ireland or Scotland or something, but bards were not permitted to have children because they were believed to have the ability to actually burn people with their words.
Oh.
You know, a bard sure can write a good eulogy, especially if he's the one that killed you.
I would assume markers exist.
Chalk exists.
Will chalk right on skin?
Depends.
I mean, I guess it depends on the skin.
Ralph wants to draw on the passed out bard.
You also don't actually have any chalk on you, so...
It's my endanger ability to tell stories to have you realize.
Only if he knows it was me. I mean, nobody got your marker. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I don't feel like Blaze would just hide it.
Come on, Burley. Be a bro. Come on.
You know who was a pal? Blaze and the Bard, since they were kids.
You say as if Blaze knew Florence when Florence was a kid.
Well, actually, I don't know how old Florence is, but whatever.
Blaze just said the bard he's known since he was a kid.
True.
Florence came into being fully formed. No.
He was always
I
at his
can-
epitome.
I can tell you right now that theory is false.
Okay, fine. I guess just give me my normal breakfast.
Don't sound so defeated about it. Oh, normal
fine.
breakfast. How
Blaze
sad.
gives you biscuits, gravy, and mashed potatoes.
I want that.
Oh,
Like
man.
IRL, I'd love some biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, we sell so much of that at work.
I mean, that's what's for breakfast today.
Nice. Yeah, it's good enough. What is it really?
Is there anything particular Brooke is doing this morning? As I give myself a moment to adjust my headphones. I got no plans. Practice some meld moves. Get more used to fighting in this new form. That is fair. Brooke is doing move practice.
Yee. Wait, for the morning you mean?
Yes.
Is Brooke not eating either?
I mean, I can assume that Brooke got breakfast, probably. It is just like practicing while eating.
You know,
which
honestly,
may
Tucker probably could have grabbed breakfast. Oh, sorry. I should use later.
Sorry, I was going to say that, you know, probably not the best thing if Brooke is practicing with using water gun as part of a meld move. I figure he has a routine at this point. He lives in the clubhouse, so he's probably one of the first to get breakfast. That's true.
That actually means that he doesn't have to wait for a crowd either, so you can probably get pretty efficiently.
Yep. Up, breakfast, practice, sparring if necessary afterward.
And I was kind of musing that Tucker could technically have grabbed breakfast while he was in, but he probably would be focused on seeing that Rise isn't there and then immediately popping back out and head to Rise's house.
Yep. So while everyone else is grabbing breakfast, or retreating from grabbing breakfast, Tucker makes his way to Rise's house. A familiar abode by now. It looks as though the window has been cleaned since yesterday. So if you care to peek in, you won't be as obstructed.
Tucker will peek in before knocking.
Rise is there. It looks like he might be making something for himself. Lilliputian Anonymous. Rise answers. He doesn't look particularly better than last you saw him. But quietly, he steps aside, pulling the door open with his tail to allow you in.
Tucker was a bit... what's the word? Stubborn and maybe even a little bit harsh the other day, because he needed to make sure he made his point clear. But he's a lot more soft this morning, and back to being rather polite and gentle around Rise. He's honestly relieved to see that Rise is indeed still here and didn't slip out in the middle of the night or anything. That relief is probably somewhat transparent on him.
When Tucker enters, Rise shuts the door and returns to cooking. It looks like something simple, and it smells as though he's already made some Chesterberry coffee.
Tucker doesn't impose, and presuming that Rise only made a meal for himself, does not even ask for any food. It's not his focus anyways. Though, if there is enough for two, he'd probably take some.
Rise doesn't ask. He just makes 2 plates and sits it down at the table. He's not trying to impose either, so if Tucker decided to leave the plate alone, he probably wouldn't blame the pooch. It's a simple breakfast. Mostly, well, cooked berries and what looks like some scraps of leftover meat.
Tucker does look quite thankful for that.
It's definitely not Rise's usual quality.
This doesn't seem to catch the dog's attention, the quality level, as he seems thankful for a meal from Rise regardless. He certainly didn't intend to impose, after all. And he eats it with a kind of a grateful quietness. In all honesty, the two haven't even really exchanged any words, but sometimes things aren't requiring words, at least not for a little while. And having a breakfast together like this, even wordlessly. The tension's kind of lower. The two of them were quite tense of each other the other day, and tense in general. So it's good to see that release.
Rice waits until he finishes, having cleaned off his plate in a slow manner. Given his absence from the clubhouse, it's likely that he's taking the day off.
When the meal finishes up, Tucker will finally break the honestly somewhat peaceful silence and simply express, "How are you feeling today?"
And here I was going to ask why you came so early for training. But I suppose that would just be avoiding everything, wouldn't it?
Tucker smiles a little bit softly and a little bit sadly. I don't have time for training today. I just have time for you."
That's sweet, puppy. Truth be told, I don't think I could train you today if I wanted. I'm not sure what I feel. If I can feel anything right now. Everything... I'm not sure if I have the right words for it. It was a lot yesterday.
Tucker nods to that. Very much in agreement that, just in general, it was a lot. He doesn't seem aggressive or even accusatory in any of his mannerisms. Though he does seem curious towards Rise. "I've never seen you that upset," he simply expresses.
The Viper's brow furrows, and he looks away, pointedly, as if he doesn't want to direct what he says next at you. No offense, my protege, but you and I can only take so much.
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
From which point?
Just that last sentence.
Even I can only take so much. By now you must know more of the story than I care to tell most people. So I won't repeat the details. But if he is in your friend, I have choice words for him. If he's even listening. Because I don't think you understand how much It hurt. How much I sacrificed. The mistakes I made.
Tucker listens and nods slowly. I can't understand everything. I'm not even that old. I'm still trying to figure things out. But I know that not everyone can handle everything. Even somebody big and strong like you. Even Pangoro. Well, even him I've seen struggle.
It's funny. And sad. We were put on pedestals without even realizing it. But when you reach that point, all you do is yearn for when you used to be. What you used to be. Don't become a hero, Tucker. I think it's the worst punishment anyone could ever put on you.
Tuck. Oh. Did you want to say more?
Go on.
Okay. Tucker lets out a little, just a small, somber little chuckle. I never wanted to be the hero. All I want to do is try to make people happy and try to fix what I can. I can't even do that right sometimes, but that's okay. I can keep learning. He thinks for a second and breathes. Maybe I can't completely understand you. And some of the things you've done, some of the things I've heard. I don't think I could do those things, but at the same time, things like when we took down Salazzle and that went all wrong and Pokemon died. I didn't want that, but it happened anyway. I feel guilty for that.
Sometimes these things happen, whether you intended them or not. Sometimes we get titles foisted upon us. Sometimes we give them to others. I wonder if that old Lucario is out there still. I think he'd be amused. I digress. Rice has tears in his eyes, beginning to trickle down his cheeks. At least yesterday, at the worst point of my life, I got the thing that I wanted for years. It makes me feel very foolish. Whatever you're going to do today, Tucker, just remember, don't leave your friends behind. Don't leave yourself behind. Because I've done that. It's why I'm training. It's not just so you can be safe. He looks up, gazing at Tucker with sad, tear-filled eyes. It's so that you can be there when they need you most.
I will. I'll be there for them. I'll be there for everyone, to the best of my ability. Tucker sidles closer to Rise, kind of doing a side nuzzle as the bigger cat cries. And Tucker would like to use empathy.
Go ahead and roll it.
Okay. Please be not a fail roll like the other two. Thanks. Thanks, Dice. Thanks for listening for once.
The dice know when it's important. Rise lets Tucker sidle up to him and even leans on the Pucciano a little. There's a strange sort of static in the emotions. It's a mix. Everything is all diluted. You can feel them. Muted emotions. Sadness, nostalgia. But there's also lingering relief and shame. The last thing you feel before empathy cuts off as Rise moves away to go to the door is guilt.
I have a question.
Yes.
I know that... So Pangoro told Rise of many things. Revealed much. Did Pangoro tell Rise about what happened exactly with the encounter that Team Cheer had with Tiber? The fight and everything? And how it went?
He told Rise the information that he knows. That includes the information about the fight.
I wasn't sure if that information was shared to Pangoro specifically. I needed a refresher.
The result of the fight and being told that may be part of why Rise is not actually still angry.
Then, yeah, I think Tucker would like to quip something. Add something then. Tell him as much as we could. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So then this might be something Rise already knows to some degree, but Tucker would like to say it more directly. I understand Tiber a bit better now. He reflects. When we fought him, I could feel it. I don't know where we were when we fought him. I don't understand it, but the memories and who he used to be, I think I see parts of that now. He glances softly into Rise's eyes. I understand why it hurt you. How much you cared.
The tears well up harder as Rise sniffles, looking away, trying to hide the overflowing feelings. was my everything. I think you need to go, please. You need some time. Okay?
Tucker nods softly. But before he goes, he does give Rise a very direct nuzzle right to the chest and holds it for a minute before he goes. Also, yes, I admittedly, the line was said so softly, the part before I think I need to go, you need to go. I didn't actually catch what was before that. He was my everything.
He was my everything.
Tucker tries to keep his own tears in check until he leaves. The empathy did hit him like a weight. But it's not something he regrets, because understanding, whether it's good or bad, understanding another is something he wants to do. What? Who the fuck is dropping a coffee mug on the table repeatedly? Stop that.
That's me drinking tea. Leave me alone.
It's distracting.
It's okay. I thought that was you, Charm.
No, that was nope.
You don't need a direct connection with empathy. The words, dang it, with empathy to feel that weight in your chest as you leave. It's probably for the best that you're going to be away for a little while. And who knows? Maybe you'll do some good on this little excursion. A little story that might make Rise smile when you return.
Yeah, I do have to express the chat's concern. Unfortunately, the static of your mic was speaking louder than you were. For a
I'm
lot
sorry.
of that. But I know how it is hard when. Did you have a mic that didn't static as much at one point?
I mean, this is the better mic.
Oh, sadly. What's up with the? It must be feedback. I'm not sure.
Is this better?
Strangely, a lot better. What'd you do?
It's because it's on my laptop.
The mic is?
Yes.
Like you placed it on your laptop, or is it's coming
Yes,
from the laptop?
it had like a stand thing that it would be on, that it could hang on top of my laptop at some point, and it sort of like broke, but the mic is fine because the stand was just like non-connected. So the static is probably the fan.
That fan has ruined your lines at times, so try to keep the mic away from it, I'd suggest.
I will do that from now on.
Okay.
It just requires holding it.
Maybe you could duct tape a solution together so you don't have to hold it or something.
We'll see.
Well, I could help you figure that out.
Because it's a good mic. It's just I need to like make a stand.
It's the fan. It's not the mic's fault. It's the fan. It is a good mic. You're right. Because like that's like a night and day difference when you picked it up.
I'm sorry.
That explains why you like your mic was good and then it was bad. It's because your stand broke.
Yeah, I used to keep it on top of the laptop monitor, which required me to lean in a bit more. But you know, it's fine. I'll just like hold on to it from now on.
Oh, specifically for soft. Like if you know you're going to be doing a softer voice, that's a good time to pick it up. I don't think you need to do it all the time, but yeah.
I mean, that's fair, but also to keep it away from the fan.
It does affect the quality quite heavily, so it is nice if you can. I don't want you to get tired holding it, though. That's all.
Meh.
Yeah, I feel like if
I'm
it's
gonna-
just a stand, though, I feel like we could totally replace that, though.
Yeah, I could probably finagle something. Anyway,
I guess let me ask this. Let me throw the bone to the chat, since the chat was complaining a little bit. Is there any lines in particular that you guys would like clarity on before we continue? Also, I turned down the music to help with it, and then people still complained about the music. So I just turned it off entirely. I'm gonna turn it back on now.
oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Oh. I was actually wondering why people kept being like, I turned it down, guys, but yeah, it's really not the music's fault. It was just a static sound. I'm not sure. Okay, so if anybody doesn't have any like burning questions, then I guess we can continue.
Yep.
I caught everything that was Matt. Like, even when things are missed, it's usually like a minor bit where it's like I missed even like a few lines, but the context is completely intact still, generally. So
Yeah, and I can always repeat them.
yeah.
But from now on, I will make it a point to lift it. And the fan is only going so hard because it's tabletop, but that's like tabletop. It's not
Yeah.
anything that.
It Tucker probably would have talked more to Rise, but actually, keeping the conversation going too long is probably wise. Rise needs space, after all. It's very clear
Yeah.
the cat does not like being vulnerable towards others.
No, he doesn't, and it's hard for him.
But Tucker is patient, and he's willing to talk for a little bit and go. Because I know, because he could tell that it was hard for Rise to even talk that much. But it is true. Tucker picked up on Typer probably more than the rest of his party did, partially due to his empathy, but he got some glimpses, both literally with the memories literally floating about, but also more innately, that Tiber, well, he never hated Tiber completely in the first place. He always wondered what the deal was with Tiber, not just seeing him as a bad guy, and pure and simple. But what he picked up on Tiber was basically that in the past he wasn't a bad guy, basically. All right.
I take it you go to reconvene at the tent.
Not well, yes, but not instantly. Tucker actually takes a little bit of time to take a kind of a walk somewhere quieter by himself and sort of. He knows better than to just keep everything to himself. But that also means that he knows that his emotions can burst out if he doesn't control them. So he takes a minute to let the heaviness of the situation literally cry itself off a little bit before going to the tent. He doesn't weep for himself so much as he weeps for Rise. Or in summary, basically, he needs a good cry first, so he does so. When he does get back to the tent, he still has some weight to him, but he's not doing too bad. Probably will not bring it up to his team unless questioned by Saybrook.
The card is incorrect, but I have given you the card for sympathy.
Oh.
Which can be figured out at a later point, but this is an appropriate point for you to have sympathy.
Surprise move. Wasn't expecting this one. Okay, cool. I guess we'll work on the description later. And I could also make a proper card out of that. Speaking of, does Brooke still need a proper card, if I recall? Why does he have 2 bravados now?
Because Brooke is... After the B thing, Brooke may end up with another move of his own.
Oh, so is this why there's another card? I got it.
Yes, I made one preemptively just in case.
But if I recall, he would rather like an ice gun card, probably, so...
Yes, he also needs an ice gun card. I need to get the stats for that.
Yeah, you throw together a template card, like, throw together a card, just grab a random card and add a title and the full description, and I could probably figure out the rest. Well, okay. I'll still need to figure out icons, but... Yeah. You can do that later. We can do it maybe tomorrow or something, I don't know. It's not a real rush, but FYI.
We can do it tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm sorry I did put the mic down for a minute.
I mean, again, I don't care if you're talking normally. It's fine. Yeah, that is intriguing, though. I wonder how sympathy will be different from empathy.
And I will get the stats in that down tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Since it wasn't fully addressed or not, Tucker probably read the letter from V last evening, so... What did the letter say again?
So, the letter from V is a letter, basically, you know, it starts off that really sort of polite, you know, hi, how is my favorite, you know, cafe mate doing? I hope you're doing well. I heard that you guys are pretty successful pioneering team, and I figured, you know, since you're also arena champions, you would be perfect for helping me in this new venture. Since I found out that there's a place that has some really nice portraits and furniture that would do well in the cafe, and I was hoping that you and your team would help me collect it.
That tone is somehow expressed in the letter as well. That particular tone. Tucker would probably not bring up the letter immediately since they have a task. He might mention offhand to Brooke about it as they're traveling, though. Assuming, of course, everyone is ready to travel.
We're Animal Crossing now.
Animal Crossing. If this is Animal Crossing, I should be able to send an expletive-laden letter back to the villager, and they would, of the Pokemon. They would just be like, "Hey, thanks for the response," because that's generally how they act. That does sound like a pretty interesting matchup, Pokemon Crossing. That could work.
Better than current
Yeah.
Animal Crossing.
People are interested in current Animal Crossing. I honestly can't find Animal Crossing that interesting. Like, it just gets boring fast for me.
In any case, Ralph. Love you.
He's turned his back to us. He's not carried.
Is he drunk? Is he too drunk to interact?
I don't think he was literally drunk, was he?
Key.
Tubby.
Plot twist, it's not V, it's a female skin.
Tubby.
Knock knock.
Tubby, are you
I'm
there,
talking
or
about
have
Eragon.
you been accosted by someone?
He's dead.
Oh.
I do wonder what happened to him, though. What was the last thing he said?
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
It's been a while since.
Before
I mean,
that
obviously
scene,
during the
that's for sure.
The Tucker Rice thing, obviously had no room for anyone else to interject. But like, oh damn it! Did he like go because of that scene, and now he's like in the fridge again? I don't know. Maybe Tubby was drunk.
Maybe. I don't know. In which case,
You know what'll wake him up? I'll wake him up. Why is he floating now? If you throw somebody off a cliff and wake... Look, it woke him up! I told you! See, all you have to do is throw him off a cliff, and then... There you go. It's like, oh, I'm awake now.
I've been listening.
What? Those are words, I think.
Alright, let's do this.
No, hold on. Wait, where did you go?
I didn't go any... What?
He is drunk.
You're drunk. Go home.
Oh, you know what?
Every time.
Well, I was going to ask if Ralph was doing anything directly after breakfast or just going to wait at the tent. But you know what? It may be fine if we stop here because I know everybody's kind of low energy and or fighting off illness or inebriation.
Nah.
What are you? I seriously need to know. Are you actually drunk or what? This is not an accusation. I just really burning need to know now.
Have you been drinking?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Do we need to have like a cap amount of alcohol you can ingest on D&D days, Tubby?
It just so happens to be St. Patrick's Day, so I figure that's as good an excuse as any.
This is not the first.
I will say that it is St. Patrick's Day.
Sure.
That is a valid excuse. Also, if we cap the amount of alcohol that is allowed to be consumed during Pokerole Day, that implies that I need to try and cap the alcohol my DM is allowed to consume during the Pathfinder days, and they would not like that. It's literally their name is Drunk Dragon Era, so
that's true.
Yeah.
Yes, that is literally their username on Twitch.
Yes, but Tubby's username is not Drunk Fucking Squirrel.
Cause I'm just imagining a drunk DM DMing.
He's very coherent, and it can get quite interesting.
You encountered 5 kobolds. Okay, what can you describe them? Actually, there's 15 now. It's like...
Oh, it's nothing like that, I can assure you. There are different levels of functioning drunk. But if we want to pause before you guys go on your excursion and lengthen the amount of time you're in the downtime space, I am okay with that because that lets me prepare the mini dungeon.
See, I was wondering about that. I was like, aha, you would like to stop here because you have no idea what the dungeon is yet.
I mean, if I wanted to, I could just slap together a dungeon and be like, okay, I'll just use the base stats of the combies in the book.
No, that's
fine.
Honestly, it's fair though. If that's reasonable pacing, I'm okay. But did we have any other? In that case, though, was there any additional scenes that anybody wanted to do before we closed out?
Yes. Kyrio doesn't mind if we're in downtime all year.
I don't
honestly.
care.
I mean,
I don't care of our pace as long as the game stays interesting. That's all that matters.
Imagine you all want to keep Brain Dead Riley for an entire year.
Yeah, that's part of why I want to keep going.
Okay,
is because week 4, I get to do the Festival of the Plates, and we get Riley back.
I mean, I gotta say one. Oh, spoiler. I gotta say one thing though. Tucker has never gotten so many head pats out of Riley since he went brain dead. So,
how many apologies have we gotten out of Riley since he went brain dead?
Tucker hopes the head pats will continue when he recovers.
Oh man, I've had the hiccups all day. So
See,
how
much have you been drinking?
See, all you need to do to help Tucker feel better and stuff, you just need to give him rubs and belly rubs and stuff.
You can't blame that on the drinking because I was like hiccuping at work even.
It's true. He was hiccuping.
Oh, okay,
well
so
before
you
he
were
began
drunk
drinking.
at work. Good, very responsible. Good to know.
Hey.
All right. Well, part of me is like, well, there was just a lot of downtime, and we barely made it through 2 days, so no XP for anyone. But that's not really fair. Because you guys all suffered through my bad DMing tonight.
Tucker gets XP for being awesome.
I feel like you all need a reward for actually coming to the game tonight because of the lack of energy. and the sick. So
Speaking of drinking, take a shot every time Car says he did a bad job DMing. And when it's
good
not
luck
true.
being alive in the binge watching the series.
I mean, look, it takes people like a week and a half in order to binge watch the series. They will be fine.
Not with that attitude.
Also, it's been asked, Tubby, what are you drinking?
Well, I had one Blue Moon white ale, which I specifically chose because the Blue Moon Inn is a bar in RuneScape.
Like, I was gonna say, that sounded familiar.
And it's like Blue Moon Ale, so I could pretend like it's from that bar. So yeah, I had one can of that and 2 bottles of the good old classic Angry Orchard.
I don't know any of these drinks, but they do sound interesting.
Blue Moon is a wheat ale, and Angry Orchard is a hard cider.
Eragon, you're the alcohol foodie. What I don't know what the fucking term is. What would you say about those?
He's a lightweight.
I mean, so am I. I mean, my mate's family came by for the weekend, and his brother-in-law can make drinks that don't taste like alcohol, so I can drink them. And I got buzzed off of a large glass of watermelon pucker and Sprite.
That's adorable.
Yeah. That's why I like the Angry Orchard.
Now I want a drunk mom jolt.
Angry Orchard doesn't taste like alcohol. It's just like an apple soda.
Yeah.
It's okay. Between Prager's, not during. Obviously, be responsible.
I am responsible. I don't really drink.
I've been drunk once. Shots. Everyone remember that stream.
Yes.
Just so you know, like, I have friends who are going to visit sometime in May, so if that ends up falling on a week where we do Pokerole and they decide that they are going to try and get me drunk, I may not be able to DM.
I mean, fair enough, but I think I would like to get a voice call of you and just hear you.
Oh, you're gonna make him.
I don't sound that much different, but I can tell I'm buzzed because my locomotive coordination is a little wonky. And it also confirms to me that when I go without sleep for a very long period of time, I start to experience the effects of inebriation.
I am most drunk when I am tired in certain ways. That is like the 2 streams ago. That particular was 2 streams ago, I think. Maybe, or was it the Friday stream? Regardless, I recently had a stream where you guys probably saw me falling apart by the end of it because of, like, just, I probably seemed drunk, I imagine. But I get more drunk against tired than I do drinking. So, drinking just makes me feel chill. Might slow me down a little bit, but I don't think I act too drunk.
Also, no chat. No drunk DMing redeemable.
Oh, man. That'd be something. Remember last time I was in an extended call. Was it a call or were we just talking? But last time I was extendedly drunk with Jerem, it resulted in a commission of a sequence of pictures. It was pretty cool.
That was pretty good. I like that sequence. Actually, I kind of forgot that was inspired by you being inebriated.
So here's the thing. Before we go off track more, we should probably end the episode and get you guys your experience.
Yes.
Because this is probably making it into the YouTube video.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I think at this point, like, I don't, like, some stuff we should cut out, sure, but, like, I think our random conversational stuff is part of the spirit of our Pokerole games.
Well, it's true. It's kind of like
we're like the game grumps of PMD.
Maybe.
Where it's the random bullshit conversations that make part of the fun.
Well, I mean, it's like I was watching a Demon Souls playthrough video earlier today, and like they stopped for a whole like 20 minutes to talk about stuff, and it's like, you know, this is part of why I watch them, because it's entertaining. So long as we are entertaining, it's all good. I'm sorry if this veered into non-entertaining, but somehow I doubt that, considering how many people want drunk DM Mom Joel.
Also, I don't watch Game Grumps, so I am right? Nobody really watches them for the gameplay, like, it's there, but honestly, they're just interested in the random weird-ass tangents that they do. I think that's the main enjoyment, right?
That's rude.
I don't know, I don't watch Game Grumps. Last time I watched it, John was still there, so... Aaron Rage in the game he sucks at because he doesn't read tutorials. Oh yeah, that does sound... Well, he's been doing that for a long time, because I remember that myself. Sounds very Aaron. Admittedly, I'd like to throw shade, but admittedly, I miss shit in tutorials myself, so...
Look, at least you aren't as bad as the one, like, streamer or YouTuber who went and did a run of Kingdom Hearts 2 and completely ignored every prompt and bit of information that they got from the game and proceeded to call the game absolutely shit when they were just terrible at it because they paid no attention to anything.
Wow. I mean, you know, if you're playing an RPG...
2 is a game that's like, okay, we're not going to hold your hand, but we're at least going to give you the information you need.
I mean, I missed some pretty obvious shit, but I don't think I'm that bad. Actually, those of you that watch enough of my howlers to see me do some really utterly stupid things when I'm playing a game blind, would you say I am smarter or dumber than Aaron? I'm kind of curious.
Okay, I'm going to start altering experience numbers.
Yeah, go ahead. Did Brooke get any fights this session?
Oh, that is an excellent question. Yeah, roll a die and see how... roll a die and divide it by 2. Minimum 1.
Hurry, I'm smarter. At least according to a couple people. 3
Okay,
people,
you
4
got
people.
into a fight.
Okay, Aaron does not do very well then, I guess. I couldn't quite remember how bad he was because it's been so long since I watched Game Grumps. But, yeah, I do kind of remember him just not giving a shit about the games he plays and then he doesn't read anything because... I feel like it's because of apathy, right? That's why. He's not stupid. He just doesn't give a shit. I think.
Eragon, have you already altered your XP or do I need to?
I have not. You haven't told me how much I get.
Everybody gets to a quiz session, so I will alter now.
2 highlight number.
Yeah, I already altered Tubby's and I gave the extra to Brooke for his battle. And I did Tucker.
Okay, so just to go overview, tomorrow we can discuss music, and then we can hop in the board, set up the sympathy card, set up the ice cream card, and if there's anything else you want to do on the table for preparation, we can do that then too.
Sure.
Okay.
If we have time after that, I want to test if with my new connection I can stream for you the map program I was using and see if we can actually start putting like at least dots on where things are and alter the map if necessary so we can actually start that because it's been ages and I want to actually give people a map to look at.
What the fuck is this bizarro world? You guys know how like everybody leaves the table and then it's just me and Tubby? Tubby left first. What the hell?
Hold on, the dog. Again.
I mean, you can leave. I'm just very confused. Like, wait, Tubby's the first to go? Huh. That's different.
And Kyrio, you don't need to track Ice Gun plus Lear yet.
No.
You can start tracking Ice Gun plus Lear after week 3.
I'm looking forward to Brooke literally combining every single one of his move into a combo.
I mean, he can attempt, but there would probably that's either going to be like a super one-off move that leaves him exhausted, or it's not gonna work.
A very icy, choppy, watery, encouraging, leering thing that also has a scratch in it somehow.
Rock frenzy.
I think I need one more ingredient before I can make my super move. And I keep forgetting you have chip away.
I just picture him going like, blah, I was just spitting out things, chop, chop, flailing around with his arms for a scratch, and then the teammates, his teammates going, wow, that's really encouraging. just explodes. He just explodes trying to do every move. Oh yeah, let me know when the... So is all edits to the table and stats done? Like adding the experience and such?
Yes, as far as I'm aware.
So I will save the table. Also, thank you very much, Key Squiff, for doing a picture. That I need at least one picture for each session if possible. So that I have something for the thumbnail. And I guess this one will be words, which actually, fair enough. That is it's actually a plot point that works well enough.
I mean, okay, we don't need art every session, but it's appreciated, and it helps with the thumbnail.
I don't need to put art in every thumbnail, but it'd be nice to do so if possible. He bites them while they're in his mouth, drenches them, and activates Ice Fang to freeze them solid. Why are they in his mouth? He doesn't have the move Swallow yet. Then it would make sense. The move I want is Superpower. Ooh, that move's actually pretty cool. I recall using it in Sword occasionally with one of my pokes. This is like, yeah, it burns you out after using it, but it doesn't really matter if that's just knocking out your...
Now I'm wondering what he's going to make with Superpower. I'm very curious. Because I know what Frostbite is supposed to be, and that's scary.
Can't you have things in your mouth and not swallow it? You're speaking to a dog. Is this a thing?
That's the whole point of your mouth, to swallow stuff.
What is this concept of something goes in my mouth and I don't swallow it? What?
I relatively recently binged watching Hilda on Netflix. It's a cute little cartoon. But, like, there's this old witch who's got a familiar that looks like this weird little cloud that acts like a cat/dog. And she goes, "What's in your mouth?" And it tries to run away, and she just pushes her hands on it, and a whole bunch of stuff just gets spat up by this familiar. It's a literal pile of junk that it has swallowed over the years.
Wow.
In any case, yes.
What the hell, Fair? I like this immediate, like, scrambling to clarify what he meant. But that was a fun session, though. Maybe not a lot happened, but... oh, people are disappearing. Well, that's fine. I was gonna get... Car, I will, what are you working tomorrow, though?
I work 9 to 1 tomorrow, according to the message I got from my front-end manager.
I'm pretty well set up to go get some reasonable sleep and not be up super late, so you should be able to see me pretty easily.
Yeah. And it's a chill thing, so take your time.
Yeah.
Oh, see ya. The hiccups are kind of getting worse.
Go sleep off the bender.
The hiccups are not from that. I've had hiccups before I started drinking.
See, I just need to freak you out. I'm a ghost dog. I can stop hiccups easy. Heart attacks also stop hiccups. Sorry if it goes that far, though. Ghost dog cannot control his spoops. Oh no, he ran away before I could scare him.
And there goes the Tubby. Well, I suppose I shall vanish as well. Thank you for the session, and I'm glad that we all enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah. I'll say I'm kind of glad that we had it a bit more chill and maybe not went super overtime or anything. Actually, kind of nice.
I almost had a feeling when we went into this, like, we're probably not going to do a particularly long session today, and you know what? That's okay.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I should notify. So I can't tell you guys for sure, but I'll go ahead and say that I don't know if we are doing Pokerole in 2 weeks. We may or may not. It all depends on what I'm doing for my vacation, because I am intending to take a 2-week vacation, and I don't know if I'm taking it like next week. Next week is potentially possible, though it's more likely I'll be taking it in 2 weeks from now, but that would still affect the next game. I'm still thinking this out. Even if I do take a vacation, I might be willing to break from it for a Pokerole session. Then again, that kind of defeats the vacation a little bit, where I'm just not streaming for 2 weeks. That kind of defeats the point. So I'm kind of debating this. I'll let you guys know. Just keep up on notifications on the Discord server, and I'll also put something on YouTube about the vacation, obviously, too, and what it entails when I take it. But yeah, just keep in mind that something like that could happen. But yeah. So like 2 weeks long. Yeah, 2 week long vacation, because I haven't taken a vacation in 4 years. Unless you count the days, unless you count those time periods where I wasn't streaming because I was A, moving, B, trying to set up a new computer, or C, going through some shit. But those aren't really vacations, so I've never actually had a vacation in 4 years, so yeah.
Well, what we can do is we can just use that time if you feel like it. You don't have to stream it, and we can just do the whole "we're gonna get Huddy for Lilligant" thing off stream.
That sounds really
Depending on-
irritating for the stream goers, because then they'll be like, ah, they don't get to see it.
That's true. It was just a suggestion.
It sounds like we're just trying to troll the viewers if we do that. No, I don't. We'll figure it out, though. We'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, you have a wonderful night. You and everybody.
Thank you, Kai. You too. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep.
And I guess that leaves but me. So, yeah. Also, I need to quip back because I didn't finish quipping back. When Fair said, trying to follow up on the balls thing. But dogs don't eat tits and balls is what I meant. You haven't met me. I eat anything. It doesn't matter if it's actually food or not. This is why I have to constantly get new chew toys. Because they're not chew toys, they're swallow toys. But, yeah. Just wanted to clarify that, since I wasn't quite done with that point. But, a non-con side session would be kind of nice. That is true. That is true. I in the back of my mind, as I was talking to Kyrio, I did think about the fact that you don't mind side session stuff. You don't mind additional stuff away from the game. I have to think about how I feel about that. But we can definitely talk it over more in the Pokerole group, our little private group. And yeah, I still need to line up when exactly I'm doing the vacation. I'm thinking that it's probably the best idea if I do my vacation starting on the 28th. But again, I still gotta figure it out. Because like I have an obligation. So Friday has a special event, and then after that I could start my vacation technically on the 21st, but I feel like I want one more week to set up for it, because this week's kind of been busy. But yeah, so we will play it by ear. Just keep an eye on announcements, because there will be more concrete information coming as I decide to set it up. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the session, and session 57 will either happen in 2 weeks or maybe 3 or 4, depends on how the vacation works. But don't you worry, we will be coming back, and it'll be fun. So, yes, you guys have a good night, and I will see you for more stuff on Friday.